The air crackled with anticipation. The roar of the crowd was deafening. Two titans of the ice, Alexander Ovechkin and Connor McDavid, prepared to face off. Ovechkin, the seasoned veteran, captain of the Washington Capitals, carried the weight of expectation on his broad shoulders. Across from him stood McDavid, the young prodigy, captain of the Edmonton Oilers. His speed, his skill, his vision had already left an indelible mark on the league. This was more than just a game. The puck dropped and the battle commenced. The roar of the crowd faded as every eye in the arena focused on the two captains. The rivalry between Ovechkin and McDavid transcended the usual narratives. It wasn't just about individual accolades or team glory. Ovechkin, a student of the game's history, had honed his skills in a different era, one where physicality and grit were paramount. McDavid, on the other hand, was a product of a new generation, one raised on speed and agility. Their differences were evident in their playing styles. Ovechkin, like a force of nature, would bulldoze his way to the net. McDavid, with his lightning-fast acceleration and agility, would weave through opponents as if they were standing still. Yet, despite their contrasting approaches, both shared an unwavering commitment to excellence. The intensity of their on-ice battles belied a deep mutual respect. Ovechkin, despite his gruff exterior, recognized McDavid's exceptional talent. McDavid, in turn, acknowledged the influence Ovechkin had had on his own development. Off the ice, their paths rarely crossed. Ovechkin, a family man, cherished his time away from the rink. McDavid, still early in his career, remained fiercely focused on honing his craft. Their rivalry, while fierce, was never personal. The roar of the crowd still echoed in their ears, a dull throb amidst the sudden quiet of the tunnel. Sweat dripped from their brows, a testament to the physical and emotional exertion of the game. Ovechkin, his jersey heavy, his breath ragged, made his way towards the locker room. As he rounded a corner, he caught a glimpse of McDavid, leaning against the wall. The young star was catching his breath, his chest heaving. Ovechkin hesitated for a moment, unsure of how to proceed. Tonight, the usual animosity seemed to dissipate. Taking a deep breath, Ovechkin approached McDavid. He stopped a few feet away, his gaze meeting the young star's. Then, breaking the silence, Ovechkin extended his hand, a gesture of respect. Section 2. A clash of styles. Power meets finesse.
Hell of a game.
Ovechkin rasped, his voice hoarse from shouting on the ice. McDavid looked up, his eyes widening slightly in surprise. He accepted Ovechkin's handshake, his grip firm despite the tremor in his hand.
You guys didn't make it easy.
He offered a tired smile, a flicker of the youthful enthusiasm that belied his exhaustion. Ovechkin grunted in response, a small smile tugging at the corner of his lips. Section 3. Mutual respect. Admiration beyond the rivalry.
You're a tough one to stop.
Ovechkin admitted, shaking his head in grudging admiration. McDavid blushed slightly at the compliment.
Thanks. I've learned a lot watching you, though. You're the best goal scorer I've ever seen.
Ovechkin chuckled, the sound echoing strangely in the quiet tunnel.
You'll get there,
he said, his voice softening. Section 4. The weight of legacy. Ovechkin's drive. Ovechkin leaned back against the wall, his gaze distant, his thoughts drifting back to his own journey. He had entered the league as a brash teenager, a force of nature determined to leave his mark on the game. He had achieved his childhood dream, hoisting the Stanley Cup, etching his name in the history books. But the hunger, the relentless pursuit of greatness, still burned within him. He had always played with a chip on his shoulder, driven by a desire to prove his doubters wrong. He would continue to push himself, to defy expectations, to chase the legacy he had always envisioned. The hunger for greatness. McDavid's ambition. McDavid watched Ovechkin, a sense of awe washing over him. He had grown up idolizing the Russian superstar, studying his game, marveling at his power and skill. To stand here now, sharing this moment of quiet camaraderie with his childhood hero, felt surreal. He had achieved so much in his young career, shattering records, exceeding expectations, but he knew he still had a long way to go. He had tasted success, but he hadn't yet reached the pinnacle, hoisted the Stanley Cup. That was his ultimate goal, the driving force behind his relentless work ethic. Iron sharpening iron, the essence of rivalry. The brief encounter in the tunnel stayed with both players long after the game had ended. Ovechkin, accustomed to the solitary pursuit of excellence, found himself contemplating McDavid's quiet determination. McDavid, for his part, carried the weight of Ovechkin's acknowledgement like a badge of honor. Their rivalry, though fierce, was far from destructive. It was, in its purest form, iron sharpening iron. Each player, through their pursuit of individual excellence, pushed the other to elevate their game. Their competition wasn't just about goals and assists. It was about pushing the boundaries of what was possible on the ice. The Ovechkin method, a glimpse behind the curtain. The offseason was Ovechkin's domain. Away from the spotlight, he retreated into a world of sweat, steel, and unwavering discipline. His training regimen was legendary, a testament to his unwavering commitment to physical dominance. The gym was his sanctuary, a place where he could silence the doubts. Every rep, every set, every bead of sweat was a testament to his unwavering belief that hard work could overcome any obstacle. Cameras rarely captured these private moments. This was Ovechkin raw and unfiltered, pushing his body to its limits, preparing for the battles that lay ahead.
I feel nauseous, believe me. Never had a lot of shit come easy. Had to work hard,
Forged in steel, dedication etched in every rep. His routine was Spartan, devoid of frills or distractions. Heavy weights, basic movements, executed with a precision honed over years of relentless effort. There were no shortcuts, no magic formulas, just the unyielding pursuit of physical superiority. He treated his body like a finely tuned machine, pushing it to its limits, then pushing further still. His trainers, men who had witnessed the dedication of countless athletes, marveled at his work ethic. They spoke of his unwavering focus, his ability to push through pain, his refusal to accept anything less than his absolute best. They knew that beneath the gruff exterior, the sometimes intimidating physique, beat the heart of a true champion, a man driven by an insatiable hunger for greatness. The gym was his forge, the weights his tools, his body the raw material he molded into an instrument of athletic dominance. He embraced the pain, the exhaustion, the relentless grind, knowing that it was the price of greatness. Every bead of sweat, every strained muscle, every aching joint was a testament to his unwavering commitment. He trained not just to compete, but to dominate. He trained to silence the doubters, to defy the odds, to prove that age was just a number, a challenge to be overcome, not a barrier to success. He trained to etch his name in the annals of hockey history, to leave a legacy that would inspire generations to come. From Russia, with love, the making of a goal-scoring machine. Ovechkin's dedication wasn't born in a sterile gym. It was forged in the crucible of his childhood, on the frozen ponds and makeshift rinks of Moscow. His love affair with hockey began early, a passion ignited by his parents, nurtured by his older brother, and fueled by the rich history of Russian hockey. He grew up idolizing the legends of the Soviet era, players like Kharlamov and Fedosov, who had dominated international competition with a blend of skill and artistry. He learned the game on outdoor rinks, battling older kids for ice time, honing his skills in the shadow of crumbling concrete walls. The winters were long and harsh, but the cold never deterred him. It was in those frigid temperatures, bundled in layers, his breath forming clouds in the frosty air, that his love for the game blossomed. His natural talent was evident early on. He possessed a rare combination of size, speed, and a shot that could melt ice. But it was his work ethic, his unwavering determination to be the best, that set him apart. He spent hours after practice, stick handling until his hands ached, firing pucks until the net was riddled with holes. He dreamed of wearing the red and white jersey of the Russian national team, of hoisting the Gagarin Cup, of showcasing his talents on the world stage. He dreamed of following in the footsteps of his idols, of becoming a legend in his own right. And he knew that achieving those dreams would require unwavering dedication, an unyielding commitment to his craft. A new season dawns. The rivalry reignited. The hockey world buzzed with anticipation. The first meeting between the Capitals and Oilers since their playoff clash was more than just a regular season game. It was a rematch, a chance for each team to prove their mettle, for their captains to stake their claim as the game's best. The rivalry, simmering throughout the offseason, reignited with a vengeance as the puck dropped. Ovechkin, refreshed and rejuvenated after a summer of rigorous training, carried himself with a quiet confidence. Gone was the burden of expectation, the weight of past playoff disappointments. He had nothing to prove, yet everything to fight for. He was playing for the love of the game, for the thrill of the competition, for the chance to once again share the ice with a player who pushed him to his limits. McDavid, his youthful exuberance tempered by the experience of another year in the league, exuded a quiet intensity. He had learned from their previous encounters, studying Ovechkin's game, dissecting his strengths and weaknesses. He respected the Russian's legacy, but he wasn't afraid to challenge it, to carve his own path to greatness. Section 2. Pre-game rituals, steel nerves, and quiet focus. The locker room was a sanctuary, a place of preparation and focus. Ovechkin, surrounded by his teammates, went through his usual pre-game routine with methodical precision. He taped his stick, the familiar feel of the blade against his gloves a source of comfort. He laced up his skates, each tug tightening the connection between his body and the ice. He pulled his jersey over his head, the weight of the Capitals' crest a reminder of the legacy he represented. McDavid, in the visitors' locker room across the hall, followed a similar routine, his movements betraying a quiet focus. He listened to music through his headphones, shutting out the noise and distractions, finding his center amidst the pre-game chaos. He visualized his plays, the puck dancing off his stick, his skates gliding effortlessly over the ice. Despite their different personalities, their contrasting styles, they shared a common goal to win. The rivalry, the mutual respect, the shared history, all of it faded into the background as they prepared to do battle on the ice. For the next 60 minutes, nothing else mattered but the game, the puck, the pursuit of victory. Section 3. The puck drops. A symphony of speed and skill. The roar of the crowd was deafening as the puck dropped, a surge of energy that reverberated through the arena. The game began at a frenetic pace, a blur of motion and sound. Sticks clashed, skates carved into the ice, bodies collided. Ovechkin and McDavid, two forces of nature unleashed, set the tone early, their every shift a display of power, speed, and skill. Ovechkin, a force of nature on skates, used his size and strength to establish his presence in front of the net. He battled for position, shielding the puck with his body, using his powerful frame to create scoring opportunities. His shot, a cannon blast that had struck fear into goaltenders for over a decade, remained as potent as ever. McDavid, a whirlwind of speed and agility, seemed to defy physics with his skating. He darted through traffic, his acceleration leaving defenders flat-footed, his vision and puck-handling skills creating scoring chances out of thin air. He was a magician with the puck, a constant threat every time he stepped onto the ice. Section 4. First period fireworks. Ovechkin strikes. First. The first period was a back-and-forth affair, each team trading scoring chances, the tension building with every shift. The crowd on the edge of their seats roared with every near miss, every bone-jarring check, every display of individual brilliance. Ovechkin and McDavid, though rarely on the ice at the same time, seemed to feed off each other's energy, their rivalry fueling a display of hockey at its finest. Midway through the first period, with the game still scoreless, Ovechkin seized his moment. Receiving a pass from Backstrom, his longtime center and confidant, Ovechkin unleashed a thunderous one-timer from his signature spot in the left face-off circle. The puck, a blur of black rubber, ripped past the Oilers' goaltender, finding the back of the net with a satisfying thud. The crowd erupted in cheers, a wave of sound that shook the arena to its core. Ovechkin, his face lit up with a mixture of joy and relief, skated towards the boards, his arms raised in triumph. He had struck first, drawing first blood in this highly anticipated rematch. The goal, his 43rd of the season, was a testament to his longevity, his ability to defy the odds, to remain one of the game's most feared scorers. Section 5. McDavid responds. A flash of brilliance. The Oilers, their pride stung by Ovechkin's goal, responded with renewed determination. They pressed the attack, their offense spearheaded by McDavid, who seemed to take the goal personally. He skated with a purpose, his eyes darting across the ice, searching for an opening, a chance to make his mark on the game. Late in the first period, with time winding down, McDavid found his opportunity. Receiving a pass at center ice, he accelerated through the neutral zone, his speed leaving Capitals defenders in his wake. He cut to the net, his agility and puck-handling skills on full display, eluding a desperate poke check before lifting a backhand shot over the outstretched glove of the Capitals goaltender. The goal, a thing of beauty, showcased McDavid's unique skill set, his ability to turn a game on its head in an instant. The Oilers bench erupted in cheers, their young captain's brilliance erasing their early deficit. The game, tied at 1 apiece, was shaping up to be a classic, a duel for the ages between two of the game's greatest players. Section 6. Second period stalemate. A chess match on ice. The second period was a tense, tightly contested affair. Both teams, recognizing the stakes, played with a heightened sense of urgency. Gone were the end-to-end rushes, the highlight reel plays of the first period. This was a chess match on ice, a battle of wits and strategy. Ovechkin, deployed primarily against McDavid's line, played a disciplined physical game. He used his size and strength to disrupt the Oilers' offensive flow. His stick a constant annoyance to McDavid, his presence a reminder that every inch of ice would be fiercely contested. McDavid, despite the suffocating defense, continued to create opportunities. His speed and vision were a constant threat, his ability to change direction on a dime, making him a nightmare to defend against. He drew penalties, creating power play opportunities for his teammates, his hockey IQ as impressive as his physical gifts. Section 7. Third period tension. The stakes rise. The third period began with the score still tied, the tension in the arena palpable. Every pass, every shot, every check carried an added weight. The crowd, sensing the magnitude of the moment, roared their approval with every scoring chance, their anticipation growing with each passing minute. Ovechkin, his face a mask of determination, played with a ferocity that belied his age. He blocked shots, threw his weight around, and continued to pepper the Oilers' net with shots. McDavid, skating with a fluidity that bordered on effortless, continued to orchestrate the Oilers' offense. He set up teammates for scoring chances, his passes laser-like in their precision, his vision and creativity a constant threat. Section 8. Overtime thriller, a duel for the ages. As the final seconds ticked off the clock in the third period, the score remained deadlocked. The game, a testament to the skill and determination of both teams, would head to overtime. The crowd, on their feet, roared their approval, eager to witness the next chapter in this epic duel. Overtime in hockey is a different animal, a sudden death shootout where one mistake can prove costly. The ice, freshly resurfaced, glistened under the bright lights. The atmosphere was electric, the tension almost unbearable. The puck dropped, and the overtime period began. The pace was frenetic, the play end-to-end, each team searching for the game winner. Ovechkin and McDavid, their shifts extended, their bodies weary, continued to lead their respective teams, their rivalry reaching its crescendo. Section 1. A moment of truth. The final face-off. The tension in the arena was palpable, a tangible force that pressed down on the players, the coaches, even the fans in the stands. The overtime period had been a whirlwind of near misses and desperate saves, a showcase of raw athleticism and tactical maneuvering. Now, with less than a minute remaining, the score still tied, the puck was about to be dropped for a crucial face-off in the Oilers' zone. Ovechkin, his face streaked with sweat, his breath ragged but steady, stared across the face-off circle at McDavid. The young star, his usually bright eyes narrowed in concentration, met Ovechkin's gaze with a steely resolve that belied his years. In this pressure cooker of a moment, their rivalry, their individual narratives, their pursuit of greatness, all boiled down to this single face-off. The crowd, their collective breath held hostage by the tension, seemed to sense the weight of the moment. The roar that had accompanied every scoring chance, every bone-jarring check, had subsided into a hushed anticipation, broken only by the scrape of skate blades on ice and the pounding of hearts in chests. This was it, the moment of truth, the culmination of a night filled with breathtaking skill and unwavering determination. The referee, his hand hovering over the puck, glanced at both players, acknowledging their readiness with a curt nod. The air crackled with anticipation, the silence pregnant with the knowledge that the next few seconds could decide the fate of the game, the latest chapter in this ongoing saga of two titans clashing on the ice. Section 2. Ovechkin's Gambit. A calculated risk. The whistle blew and the puck dropped. Ovechkin, relying on experience and brute strength, won the face-off cleanly, sending the puck back to his defenseman John Carlson. The crowd, momentarily jolted back to life, roared their approval, their cheers echoing through the arena as the Capitals gained possession. Instead of dumping the puck into the offensive zone, a common tactic in the dying seconds of overtime, Carlson, reading Ovechkin's intentions, sent a hard pass back to the Russian superstar who had drifted towards the blue line. It was a risky play, leaving their defensive zone vulnerable. But Ovechkin had anticipated it, his hockey IQ as sharp as ever, despite the fatigue gnawing at his muscles. McDavid, recognizing the danger immediately, reacted with his trademark speed, pivoting and pushing off the face-off dot with an explosive burst that left the Capitals center, Nicklas Backstrom, trailing in his wake. The crowd, recognizing the sudden shift in momentum, gasped, a collective intake of breath that reflected the sudden surge of adrenaline coursing through their veins. Ovechkin, his eyes tracking McDavid's movements, knew he had a split second to make a decision. He could dump the puck into the corner, playing it safe, hoping for a lucky bounce or a scramble in front of the net. But that wasn't his style, not in this moment, not with the game on the line. He had a chance, a slim one, to end it right here, right now, and he was going to take it. McDavid, his speed hitting its peak, closed in on Ovechkin, his stick poised to disrupt the shot, his body angled to take away the passing lane. He had faced this situation countless times before, studying Ovechkin's tendencies, learning to anticipate the Russian's next move. He knew the odds were in his favor, that Ovechkin had very little space to work with. The time was running out. But Ovechkin, a master of deception, had a few tricks up his sleeve. Instead of winding up for his trademark slap shot, the one that had terrorized goalies for over a decade, he faked it, his body language shifting subtly, drawing McDavid in just a fraction of an inch too far. In that sliver of space, that blink of an eye moment, Ovechkin found his opening. with a flick of his wrists. A movement so quick and subtle it was almost imperceptible to the naked eye, Ovechkin sent a no-look pass towards the slot, where an unmarked Tom Wilson, the Capitals' power forward, had snuck in undetected, his presence a testament to the chaos and confusion of overtime hockey. The puck, seemingly guided by an invisible hand, landed perfectly on Wilson's stick blade as he crossed the face-off dot. McDavid, realizing the danger a split second too late, tried to recover, his skates churning, his body contorting in a desperate attempt to intercept the puck. But it was too late, the damage already done. Ovechkin, with a combination of veteran savvy and calculated risk-taking, had created the scoring chance, and it was up to Wilson to finish it. Wilson, a player known more for his physicality than his scoring touch, suddenly found himself in an unfamiliar position, alone in the slot with the puck on his stick and the game on the line. The Oilers goalie, Mike Smith, a veteran himself, had scrambled across his crease, his eyes wide with anticipation, his body language a mix of desperation and defiance. Time seemed to slow down, the roar of the crowd fading into a dull hum as Wilson settled the puck, his eyes focused on the shrinking space between Smith's outstretched pads and the crossbar. He had one chance, one shot to end it, to validate Ovechkin's gamble, to etch his name in the history of this storied rivalry. With a flick of his wrists, Wilson released the puck, a wrist shot that seemed to hang in the air for an eternity, its trajectory true, its destination predetermined. Smith, his reflexes honed over years of facing down the world's best shooters, got a piece of it, his glove hand flashing out in a desperate attempt to deflect the puck. But it wasn't enough. The puck, carrying just enough momentum, trickled past Smith's outstretched glove, finding the back of the net with a soft thud that was drowned out by the deafening roar of the crowd. The red light behind the goal illuminated, confirming what everyone in the arena already knew. The game was over. The Capitals had won. The horn sounded, signaling the end of the game, the culmination of a night filled with breathtaking skill and unwavering determination. The Capitals, their exhaustion momentarily forgotten in the thrill of victory, poured over the boards, mobbing Wilson, the unlikely hero, at the side of the net. Ovechkin, a wide smile spreading across his face, skated towards the scrum, his eyes searching for one person in particular. McDavid, his shoulders slumped, his helmet pushed back on his head, stood near the Oilers' bench, watching the celebration unfold. The sting of defeat, the frustration of coming so close only to fall short, was evident in his body language. But it was overshadowed by something else, a grudging respect for the opposing captain, the man who had once again gotten the better of him. As the celebration died down, Ovechkin made his way towards McDavid, extending his hand as he approached.
Hell of a game, kid. You almost had us there.
You too, Ovi. You always find a way.
In that handshake, in that brief but meaningful exchange, their rivalry, their pursuit of individual greatness, faded into the background. What remained was a shared respect, a mutual admiration for two warriors who had left everything on the ice, a testament to the enduring spirit of competition and the bond that unites athletes who push each other to their limits. As the crowd filed out of the arena, their cheers and jeers echoing into the night, Ovechkin and McDavid stood together for a moment longer, their silhouettes framed against the empty ice. The rivalry, the pursuit of individual accolades, the relentless pressure to succeed, all of it faded into the background, replaced by a shared love for the game, a mutual respect that transcended the boundaries of team loyalty and personal ambition.
See you next time, Ovi.
You know it, kid. Don't make me wait too long.
And with that, they parted ways. Two titans of the game, their rivalry a testament to the enduring power of competition, their friendship a reminder that even in the heat of battle, respect and admiration can flourish. They knew they would meet again, on this ice or another, their paths destined to cross as long as their passion for the game burned bright. And the hockey world, richer for their rivalry, would be watching, captivated by the next chapter in this ongoing saga of skill, determination, and the pursuit of greatness.